This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Good morning and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Wednesday, June 22. In Squiz Kids Today, the apps that track kids, Japan's love letter revival, the world's biggest stingray, and PlayStation Plus Day is here. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
And we kick off today's podcast with a special report from Squizzy the Newshound, whose nose has been twitching overtime with the news earlier this week that some of the most popular kids' apps are tracking their every move. From Angry Birds to Candy Crush, colouring in apps to maths homework apps, they're collecting information about their users and passing that on to advertisers so they can target them with ads, according to a special report. The study in the United States found that 2/3 of the most popular kids' apps are collecting information, like where a user lives, what they click on in the app, and how long they spend on it. Then sending that data to companies who want to sell products to kids. There's lots of research to suggest most children can't tell the difference between ads and content. And according to the report, by the time a child reaches the age of 13, online advertising firms hold an average of 72 million data points about them. That's 72 million things about you that they've learned about you while you've been using what looks like a perfectly innocent app. So, what can be done? A good place to start, according to Squizzy, is to turn off the location tracking in your devices, in settings, and always opt for the Ask App Not to Track option when you first download or use it. We're here to help.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Japan, where people are too busy writing love letters to one another to be bothered with apps. City authorities in the city of Miyazaki were so worried about the low marriage rate there, they started up a love letter writing initiative. Singles were matched according to the things they liked doing. Then they were encouraged to write letters to each other. No profile pics, no judging a book by its cover, just letting a person's personality come across in the written word. And so far, 17 couples have gotten together as a result of the love letter writing initiative. And what's not to love about that?
Animal Kingdom.
And so to Cambodia we go, where the world's biggest stingray has been found in the Mekong River. I've stuck a link to a photo of it in today's episode notes, and it's fair to say, if you came across that thing while swimming, you'd discover a superpower for walking on water, straight to the nearest piece of dry land. It's a monster. Measuring just under 4 metres long, so about the length of a large car, and weighing a staggering 300 kilograms, the stingray was located by scientists who were celebrating yesterday, saying the fact that a fish in the Mekong River can grow to such an enormous size means the river's ecosystem is in relatively good condition. So yay for that. Still not sure I'd want to brush up against it while swimming though. You.
Pop Culture Corner.
Gamers of Australia, the day is finally here. I'm talking about PlayStation Plus Day, where PlayStation does its best to take on Xbox and its Game Pass. So, what in the world of Fortnite am I talking about? If you're a gamer, you'll know that PlayStation is today releasing a new game subscription service, a bit like Netflix but for video games. And by the end of the week, anyone with a PlayStation Plus subscription will be moved to the new and improved version, with multiplayer access and a couple of bonus PS4 and PS5 games to download. There are fancier options too, for more money per month, giving gamers access to even more online games, including a couple of OGs from PS1 and PS2, just in time for the school holidays. Oh, that's the Classroom Companion Clarion, indicating that today's Squiz Kids for Schools classroom worksheet is tied to this item in the podcast, prompting kids today to identify writing for different audiences. Not a Squiz Kids for Schools subscriber? Check out the link in today's episode notes to a free 30-day trial.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What sort of enormous animal was found in Cambodia's Mekong River? Yeah, that's right, it was a stingray. Question number 2. Name the popular gaming console that's releasing a whole new bunch of online game levels today. Yeah, that's right, it's PlayStation. Question number 3. In which country are people rediscovering the lost art of love letter writing? Yeah, it's happening in Japan.
Shout-outs.
It's June 22. Today is National Kissing Day in the United States. Woohoo! And also National Onion Ring Day. Those would have to be my 2 favourite days of the year, I reckon. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. JJ from Perth, Kian from Wynnum, George from Ainsley, Eddie from Northcote, Selena from French's Forest, and Boyd from Candos. And a belated birthday shout-out goes to Sky from North Manly. And classroom shout-outs today are going out to Years 5-6 at St Joseph's Primary School in Bombala with a happy birthday to Mrs Pearden, to Class 2B in Ms Bainbridge at Murrumbina Primary School, to Class 4-5A and Ms Alexis at Brisbane Central State School, and finally to Class 4T at Henschke Primary School in Wagga Wagga. The class want to let their teacher, Mrs. Thomas, know that they love her daily singing and they would like her to teach them some dance moves. Actually, I think I'd like to see that too, Mrs. Thomas. And if you film it and send us a video clip, I'll stick it up on the Squiz Kids Instagram for all our listeners to see. Send it on through to squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Go on, I dare you. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout-out, or if you're after a classroom shout-out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, keep your fingers and toes crossed that Amanda gets better soon. And also, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.